one thing I did want to, that I thought was really great about this individual's response to this, something that I had been critical about on social media initially, but I think he did a really good job turning it around, actually, was Rob Sand. Someone who, on this podcast, I've been extremely critical about. People know that. People who see me on social media know that I've been very critical of this individual. I think he has horrendous takes on education. I think him being in office would be an extension of all of the democratic policies and government initiatives that devalue the dollar and just make everything more expensive, turning Iowa's cities into shitholes. I do think that there's possibility of that happening probably when he is governor. But that all being said, he did something a couple weeks ago that I was genuinely impressed by. And it was something that so I guess let's just read the article. Iowa Auditor Rob Sand confirms request to audit state education department licensing procedures. And this was something that initially, he rejected the first request due to it being, I don't know. I think, from what I understand, it was just not done correctly according to his standards and whatever. At the time, I kind of thought it was like a little, it kind of seemed like a little bit of a smokescreen, right? Like, oh, this guy just doesn't want to, he just doesn't want to prosecute his, constituents, the people in the Democratic Party, right? The Des Moines postal system, which is, overwhelmingly Democrat. It doesn't take two brain cells to figure that out. But something that I was very happy about was his decision to move forward auditing the Des Moines public school system in the wake of all this Ian Roberts stuff. And I guess, time will tell. Maybe this is just something that is a good press stunt, and, in a matter of months, we'll not have heard anything else about it, and that's whatever. But I think the fact that he is willing, at least publicly, to take down this corruption in the government, despite whatever political leanings there are. I think this is the essence of why part of me still wants to I don't want to fuck him. No, that I still want to be hopeful about his campaign, right? And because I don't endorse Rob Sand by any means. I don't want him to be governor by any means, but I think it's I think I saw something yesterday where it was like he was at this point 2 points ahead of the Republican candidate, which might not sound like a lot, but if you consider the history and the background of how Iowa has voted and how overwhelmingly red Iowa is, that's impressive. That is impressive, and I think this is what people want in a government official. Someone who can objectively look at a situation and be like, okay, regardless of what party is contributing to this is a problem and we need to fix it. And look, I gotta give him credit on this. I got for all the shit that I've talked about Rob Sand, this is a win. This is 100% win from him. I think he's on the right track. I think he's on the right track with this. The Des Moines public school system is clearly horribly corrupt. To the point where they're they're hiring people without proper identification, not supposedly using the proper procedures, whatever. Another thing that's just so wild about this whole situation is how they're suing the firm. This is how This is how little the government is actually able to take any kind of accountability whatsoever, is because they don't have to. They don't have to take accountability because they will always be there. If a business fucks up, they need to take accountability because their jobs are at risk. These people's jobs aren't at risk. They could be doing the worst job possible and they will still have their jobs. Like, the best case, they step down, but nobody's going to force them out of their jobs because they don't have to. They literally don't have to. And even if it did, they would be fine. They would be fucking set because these people are rolling in dough. And even if they're not rolling in dough, they have that certification. Like, you kidding me? Like, you telling me that they can't get any other kind of government job if they lost their jobs? Like, no. They are going to milk the system forever. They are going to live off the system forever. Unless something gets done, like hopefully what Rob Sand will do. Like I said, time will tell. This was announced 2 weeks ago, and from my understanding, there haven't really been any huge developments. And I think it's also questionable, Rob Sand is on the campaign trail. He is really pushing hard for this governor race. Who knows how much time he'll be able to delegate to this issue and that. Maybe he will. I don't know. I truly don't know. But that's all gonna be interesting for sure. But it's fucking crazy. It's crazy that they're suing that firm, because all the firm did was give them a list, right? Like, they didn't have to, I don't know. Like, it's almost like what they teach you in school. It's like, or like the scientific, being of a scientific mind, right? Like, you kind of want to cross every possible option, right? Like, just because one person says, hey, this guy's legit, that might not be like 100%. Hey, you might want to do your own research, right? It's like how in school they're like, hey, don't just read it off Wikipedia. Read a book. Go to the library. These motherfuckers just took it off Wikipedia. I don't know. Maybe they don't say that anymore. When I was in school, Wikipedia was the thing, and everybody hated Wikipedia. And they always told us, don't believe what you read on the internet. I mean, that's essentially what they did. They got a list, and they're like, okay, that list is legit. But any other conversation, any other anything else that would be remotely like this, they would have taken some kind of accountability, like any business, whatever. But the fact that they're able to just push it off onto this firm. And, not even with pushback. Like, we're going to read this article in a little bit. Claiming that the Des Moines public school system is the victims. Oh, my God. Don't even get me started on that bullshit. But, I mean, these people have no accountability. And I really hope Rob's able to give them some accountability with